Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I will admit to you that I have completely fallen off the vlogging wagon for this week. I started it and then I just really didn't have anything that I felt was vlog worthy. And then we got to the end of the week and I was like, oh, I have one day worth of vlogging. So So instead, I am going to just kind of recap the week for you and tell you what I read and what I am still working on at the moment. So, the only book that I read in its entirety this week was Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell. And this was by far my most anticipated read for Victober, and I have to say that it did not disappoint at all. I have now read Wives and Daughters last year for Victober. I read North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell this year, a couple months ago, I believe, and really enjoyed that. I did not enjoy it as much as I liked Wives and Daughters, but it was still enjoyable, and this is my third Gaskell, and I will say that it's probably right up there with Wives and Daughters for me. This is a short novel. It probably could be considered a novella, but it was about, well, I think in this edition, the actual book was only about 180 pages, the actual story. There was about 250 odd pages total with notes and appendices and all that stuff. Cranford is not really a plot-driven novel by any means. It follows a group of women in Cranford, and they basically run the town. It is a town that is almost entirely made up of women. There are a few men. There's a Captain Brown that moves in with his two daughters, and a couple other random guys that find their way in to the town. But for the most part, it is all women, and they set the rules, they set the customs. They basically are independent of men, and they're either widowed or never been married, or have, for some reason or another, not stayed with their husbands. And it's just a fascinating light read. It was funny. Like almost everything in this book was hilarious. There are very poignant moments. There are stories that are very heartfelt and heart-wrenching, but it's all kind of told in a lighthearted way that's not overbearing in the darkness. It kind of shows how these women are able to persevere through the hardships of their lives, and how they come together to help each other, and they rally around the people of their town, especially the women, to support them, sometimes financially, even though many of them are not well off themselves. They will come together to help another member of their society who has really fallen on hard times. They will continue to help them in whatever way they can, even if it's just offering their homes as, a place for the person to come and live until they get on their feet. It was just a really awesome novel about friendship and just forgiveness and resilience and basically feminism. I mean, these women, or I should say most of these women, did not work. Some of them did own hat shops, or they taught lessons, things like that. But for the most part, they didn't work. But somehow they still survived. Um, and yeah, I really enjoyed a lot of the stories in here. Um, there was just, there were jokes told in here that I wouldn't have expected from a Victorian novel. Not crafts by any means, but just more modern. There was like a, and I didn't mark it unfortunately, but there was a, like, he knew that she knew that I knew that we all knew, that kind of a joke, and it was funny, and I was like, wow, I didn't know that they would have. I thought that would have been a more modern joke, but yeah, that kind of caught my eye. So yeah, I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and it totally lived up to my expectations, and because of that, I I went to my library and they actually had the I think this is a BBC, yeah, BBC miniseries of Cranford, but I think it involves like some other novellas by Elizabeth Gaskell, so it's not. I've been warned that it's not like the complete story of just Cranford. So if I can get my act together this week, I will vlog and show you my thoughts on this. I'll probably watch it on Monday, I'm thinking, because I am off work for this coming week, so I should be able to get a lot done, hopefully. Next thing I want to show you is what I am wearing. I'm wearing a Victober shirt that I bought from Spinster's Library. She's got a Teespring store now that sells different literary and cat t-shirts. And this came in the mail for me while I was at my show that I'm doing last night, so I tried it on when I got home, and this is the first I get to wear it, and it says, "Please sir, I want some more." And I love this because I plan on reading Oliver Twist this month, so that might actually be my next read, so that I can wear this shirt next week. All week. And then lastly, I have been participating in the Knit and Listen that Kate Howe, Mel from Mel's Bookland Adventures, the Tiny Chronicles, and I think the Curious Reader. I think the 4 of them, if I got those wrong, I'll just link them below. They're all hosting, and we are listening to Adam Bede by George Eliot while we knit, or in my case, crochet. And I am knitting myself. Actually, it goes this way, I think. No, it goes this way. This is a scarf. It's kind of big. I did it to the specifications, but it's going to be a Hufflepuff scarf, as you can tell. And also a Steelers scarf, because I'm from Pittsburgh, so these would go well with their colors. But I don't care about football, so. And I'm also crocheting a baby blanket, which I talked about in another video, but I got a little farther on that over the past week. This is also a Harry Potter inspired baby blanket, Gryffindor colors. So for my coworker, I'm trying to get about half of it done because he's actually helping me because I taught him how to crochet. So on our lunch breaks at work, we are crocheting. And other than that, I don't really have anything else to tell you. I would have thought I would have gotten a lot more done this week because I was off this week as well for the better part of the week, not all week, but and yeah, I just didn't. I listened to about 10 chapters of Adam Bede, and then I got really engrossed in Cranford, so I kind of switched that off. So I'm going to try to get more of that done in the coming weeks. And I'm just reading like 2 chapters a day, or listening to 2 chapters a day of that. So I don't know what else I'm going to be doing next week, so hopefully I will remember to vlog and tell you what's going on there. But I think maybe I will start Oliver Twist. That is my reread for the rereading challenge. and listening to Adam Bede. And that might be it for a while, because I don't know. I don't like to get too many books going at one time, especially when they're Victorian, because they kind of start meshing themselves together, and then I get confused. So, so yeah, I think just those two books. Oliver Twist should be easy for me. It's long, but it's a reread. So, yeah, and I'm going to watch Cranford Chronicles on Monday, hopefully, and then I'm going to have the final week of the show that I am in. So it's going to be a full week, even though I'm off work. So that's all I have for you for today. I will talk to you soon. Bye.